So there's two primary impediments to equality of opportunity in the 21st century. One is our economy has become less competitive for investment, has increasingly lost its edge on innovation because of regulations and because of a tax code that makes America a more difficult place to innovate and to invest. And as a result, we're not creating the higher paying jobs that the 21st century promises. And the second part of it is the higher paying jobs of the 21st century all require a higher level of skill or a higher level of education. And the only system we have is the traditional four-year college model that increasingly costs a lot of money. So if you're a single mom that has to raise two girls and work full-time, there really is no viable way for you to go back to school and work full-time and raise your families. And if you don't, you are never going to be able to emerge from that $9 an hour job. So we've got to be able not just to disrupt higher education, but create alternatives to the existing college track. And that includes something you just talked about, and that is allowing people to graduate from high school with industry-certified job skills so you can go to work right away as an airplane mechanic, as a BMW technician, as a welder, or any of these other professions that pay middle-class wages, and you can get when you're 18 years of age.
Who pays for that?
Well, we spend more money per student in this country than any nation on earth. The money exists already. The question is whether we're going to offer those programs. Well, you don't have to take the money. You have to repurpose the money. Right now, the money we put...
Something loses in that scenario. What is it?
No, absolutely not.
That's where you get into these fights with higher education all the time and with lower education.
No, I don't believe that's accurate at all. We have an existing pool of money that is primarily generated at the state level. It is poured into a mid-20th century education model that basically says you will either graduate with a high school diploma and try to find a job at a factory, or you're going to go to college.
I agree with you 100%, but where do you take the money from to
But I disagree with your premise. I fundamentally disagree with your premise. What makes you think that this costs more money?
Why would we already educating these students? If you're saying that money needs to be reallocated, where are you reallocating it from?
From the existing programs that they're now in. A kid is going to school. I'll give you a perfect example.
And that is the buzzsaw you walk into.
If I could give you a perfect example. In Miami, Florida, we have a high school with a lot of kids that end up dropping out before they turn 18. So a local car dealership went down to the school district and said, send those kids to me. First couple hours, they go to high school, like they are now, and they take their classes. And then the rest of the day, send them to my body shop. When they graduate high school, they will have a diploma from your school and a certification from BMW that allows them to go to work in the body shop right away. That doesn't cost more money. In fact, I argue it saves us money. That doesn't require any sort of new tax or whatever other expenditure people think it does. That requires taking our existing students and providing alternatives to the way we teach them today. And by the way, these sorts of programs are springing up all over the country, but we need to incentivize the creation of more of them.